regarding our center. So to keep this session easy and casual, the session will be conducted in 2 languages, which are Malay and English. So at the end of the session, feel free to actually ask questions in any language you feel comfortable with. So the outline of this session. So the outline of the session, we will cover brief information about the journey in establishing HMMC, how we recruit donors, and also how we choose which babies to get the donated milk, and as well as how we manage data for report in our center. At the end of the session, we will have a Q&A session before closing, inshallah. So, as an introduction, a little bit about HMMC, how we began. It started in mid-2019. HMMC began as a part of the project under Flagship 29, which is Flagship Baby Friendly Hospital. Now it's known as Family Sejahtera Flagship. For those who don't know much about Flagship, basically it's high impact projects under the university, where we wish to actually help the university to actually develop balanced graduates, balanced staff, values creation, justice society, and institutional stability as part of the IIUM roadmap from 2021 to 2022. So with regards to HMMC itself, the project started in mid-2019, as I said earlier, where they established the HMMC task force. And this task force is responsible to actually discuss and find out the issues surrounding establishing Sharia compliant human milk center. So following those series of discussions, they then meet the local Sharia authority to find a way and to get their local Sharia approval so that we can establish this milk center to help babies in need. And at the same time, we have our representative who are Dr. Hamizah Ismail, alongside with Dr. Jasmine Aida-Jamani and Prof. Nurmadia Dawood. They visited the facility, the milk bank in Glasgow, United Kingdom, which is one of the biggest milk banks in the United Kingdom, where they gained quite a lot of information on how we maintain, how they maintain and run milk center. They also gain experience in how the milk are being handled, issues around it, and the visit has been very fruitful because we have gained a lot from that. And alongside during the visit, we have also they have also built quite a good network with a few personnel from the United Kingdom, including in this slide, Ms. Debbie Barnett, which is the chairman for United Kingdom Association of Milk Banking, and she was also the coordinator for the milk bank in Glasgow. She is now one of our excellent advisors. On top of that, we also have Madam Zurida Ali, which is one of the lactation consultants in the United Kingdom, and she is also a milk kinship lead under the United Kingdom Milk Bank Association as well. So she is also one of our external advisors. They have been helping us a lot in establishing and running HMMC to date, alhamdulillah. Right. So since the early of 2020, almost a year later, towards the end, we managed to get the Jabatan Mufti to actually come and visit the facility in Tasmat. And in November 2020, we have been invited to actually present the idea to the Jawatan Kuasa Pendidikan Hukum Syarak Negeri Pahang. So this is one of the authority that works under the Jabatan Mufti to actually look into hukum syarak and give fatwa for Negeri Pahang. So our representative at that time, the delegates were Prof. Hamiza herself, alongside with Dr. Jasmine, and also our neonatologist then, who were Dr. Syed Abdul Rahman. And Alhamdulillah, during this presentation, we managed to get the approval on the same day, and the official letter was sent to us in December 2020. So since then, we began to prepare the facility and also the paperwork, the standard operating procedure to help us to run the facility more smoothly. And this is the organizational chart to date. HMMC is run under the advice by Prof. Dr. Muhammad Safi Awal himself, which is our hospital director. He is the current advisor and interim chairman of HMMC. And alongside, we have Associate Prof. Dr. Hamza Ismail as the founder of HMMC, and Associate Prof. Dr. Jasmine Aida Jamani as the vice chairman of HMMC. So it took us about 6 months to actually get to our first donor with the preparation. And since then, we've learned a lot in terms of how the human milk bank should be managed. And there has been quite a few issues that we find out where all the improvement that we identified has been integrated in our latest SOP, which is version 2. Alongside the preparation, recruiting donors, and administering the milk to babies, we also have a few events to actually help us to introduce this facility and this idea to the public. Especially, we had one breastfeeding month where we integrated the ideas into the event in August 2021. So a year later, we have it launched by the Raja Permaisuri Agong, Sri Paduka Baginda Raja Permaisuri Agong Tunku Haji Azizah Aminah Maimunah Iskandaria binti Almarhum Muhammad Tauqir Al-Bahar Iskandar Al-Hajj, which was a big event for us, and we are very delighted to have her to launch our facility. Since then, we have had our milk bank to be registered as one of the milk bank in the global milk bank, which is one of our milestone for HMMC. So within this period of time, we have also received acknowledgement and attention from many parties, including visit from Ministry of Higher Education in 2021, a video coverage by the Malaysian Gazette in 2021 as well, and towards the end of 2022, Prof. Hamiza has been invited to the Ministry of International Trade and Industry to receive a Productivity Champion Award as well for HMMC. And we have also applied for Nation Book of Record acknowledgement for being the first Sharia compliant women milk center in Malaysia. So that's a little bit about our human milk bank. I'll get through to the management of the donors, and then following that, I'll pass on to Dr. Rizwan and then Sister Shahila to just brief us a little bit about recipient management and report management. So with regards to the management of the donor, at the start, we've been recruiting patients as in-house. So the donors have been recruited as in-house, meaning the patients delivered in assessment, we find out that they have excess breast milk, so we offered them to be one of our donors. So the criteria to have excess breast milk is the first criteria that we look into. If the patient has no excess breast milk, just enough for the baby, of her baby, then we wouldn't offer for them to actually be the donor in HMMC. And following that, we will then screen whether they meet the other eligibility criteria. For example, if they're married, they have the consent from the husband, and this what makes HMMC different, one of the criteria that makes HMMC different from the other milk bank in the world, where we look into the consent by the husband as well, and also the potential donor need to be married. And they have to be healthy, physically, mentally, not on any long-term medications, and don't have any high-risk behavior. So that's how strict we are with the donor recruitment. When we identify and they agree to become the donor, we basically will invite them to actually come to our first donor counseling, and the husband is actually encouraged to actually attend the interview. This is actually to help us to make sure the recruitment process is thorough. We want to make sure that the assessment we have and the history we get is thorough. We want to know about their marriage history, any children, any more children in the past, any polygamy, marriage status, just to help us to actually preserve the lineage if there's any more kinship happens in the future. And it's very important for me to highlight that if when the donor comes to us, one of the things that we ask to them as well, if whether the couple, which is the husband and the wife, would agree for milk kinship if the need arises. But bear in mind, if that status will actually be updated as the time comes, meaning at any point that we need to use the milk more than required, and we need to actually hit that milk kinship, we will actually ask the couple again. So this is our latest leaflet, and it highlights the criteria that I've mentioned just now, and also this is where we've actually explained how we use the milk in our center. That in a general idea, we wouldn't want to give milk to hit the milk kinship status, but the satiety feeding, but if there is a need when babies need to be given satiety feeding, we will actually keep it just to 3 satiety feedings for that baby from that one donor, and then we will change donor if possible. Right. So this is just an update about our donors so far. We have 7. I think the latest is about 8 donors up to in 2023. We have no non-Muslim donors yet. We have received several requests away from Kuantan, but we have to turn down the request because of the limitations in logistics. So that's about it for the donor recruitment. I will pass on to Dr. Rizwan to brief us a little bit about the recipient management and application.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam semua, salam Malaysia Madani. So a bit introduction about what is HMMC, the Halimatussaadia Milk Center. So untuk pengetahuan semua, sejak dahulu lagi, pada masa dahulu, masa saya, since I was houseman and MOs, most of the NICU had difficulties in terms of EBM. EBM ni dimaksud express birth milk. So pada masa itu, bayi-bayi yang lahir, bayi-bayi yang tenat, especially bayi-bayi pramatang ini, mendapat kesukaran untuk menerima susu atau menghadam susu yang diberikan oleh mereka. Especially to those in which the mother who also was sick and they cannot produce their own express birth milk. So pada masa dahulu pada sebelum ini, memang dia adalah merupakan satu challenge, satu kesukaran untuk semua neonatologis di Malaysia and also all the world untuk memulakan susu kepada bayi-bayi yang tenat sakit ini. So dengan idea, tercetusnya idea HSMC, iaitu our Halimatussaadia Human Milk Center ni, we can overcome the challenge in which kita mampu memulakan susu sejak daripada awal lagi, sebab kita mempunyai kelebihan susu ibu itu sendiri. Seperti mana yang anda semua tahu, susu ibu adalah susu yang terbaik untuk dari segi pembesaran, dari segi nutrients, dari segi ketahanan pada bayi-bayi kita. So sedikit introduction about Halimatussaadia herself. Halimatussaadia, seperti ramai yang tahu, is our beloved Prophet Nabi Muhammad SAW, ibu susuan kepada baginda Nabi SAW. Sejarahnya bermula seperti kalau kita baca sejarah sebelum ni, Halimatussaadia ini adalah seorang wanita daripada masyarakat Arab Badui. Arab Badui ini adalah masyarakat pedalaman, dan dia menjadi satu orang kata kebiasaan di mana masyarakat Arab Badui ini akan beramai-ramai datang ke kota Mekah untuk memberi susu kepada anak-anak pembesar-pembesar Mekah pada masa itu. So pada masa itu Halimatussaadia ataupun Halimah ini datang ke kota Mekah. Kalau mengikut cerita yang diceritakan pada masa itu, Halimatussaadia adalah seorang wanita yang miskin, yang daripada masyarakat pedalaman, seorang wanita yang miskin datang ke kota Mekah dengan tujuan untuk memberi susu kepada mereka-mereka yang memerlukan. Dan pada masa itu baginda Nabi Muhammad SAW tidak mendapat susu daripada ramai lagi. Telah maksud baginda telah di-offer untuk mendapat susu daripada wanita-wanita Badui yang lain, tapi kesemuanya menolak untuk memberi susu kepada baginda. Ini kerana mereka mendapati yang baginda sallallahu alaihi wasallam adalah seorang yatim, dan mereka tahu yang jika mereka memberi susu kepada baginda Nabi, mereka tidak mendapat habuan yang diingini pada masa itu. So pada masa itu sejarahnya Halimatussaadia sendiri pada masa itu ada seorang wanita yang mempunyai anak, dan dia punya tubuh badannya juga bukan yang seorang yang sihat, dia juga kurus, di mana pada masa itu anak dia sendiri pun tidak mencukup susu. Dengan niat datang ke kota Mekah bersama dengan kedai dan juga seekor unta untuk memberi susu kepada mereka yang memerlukan. Dan boleh dikatakan dengan bantuan Allah, dengan niat untuk menolong baginda Nabi, setelah Halimatussaadia memberi susu kepada baginda Nabi Muhammad, susu beliau semakin banyak. Dan salah satu mukjizatnya, susu beliau semakin banyak dan beliau mampu memberi susu kepada Nabi dan juga kepada anaknya yang pada ketika itu. Dan daripada masa yang sama juga, binatang yang dibawa oleh beliau ketika itu, iaitu seekor kedai dan seekor unta, unta tersebut juga susu semakin banyak, dan dia mampu mendapatkan kelebihan daripada susu unta tersebut. So Nabi dibawa ke pedalaman Arab, iaitu kalau tak salah di pedalaman Bani Sa'ad, di mana baginda dibesarkan di sana sehingga berumur 2 tahun dan kemudian dibesarkan lagi sehingga berumur 4 tahun. Jadi sejarah daripada HMMC ini adalah kita dengan niat penumbuhan HMMC ini adalah bukan untuk bayi-bayi di mana ibu mereka mampu memberi susu kepada anak-anak. Niat kami adalah kepada bayi-bayi yang tenat, yang sakit, yang tidak mendapat susu daripada anak-anak mereka ini, dan kami dapat dengan sedikit sebanyak kami dapat menolong bayi ini untuk semakin pulih dan semakin sembuh. So dengan niat ini tertubuhnya lah HMMC, dan seperti mana yang anda semua tahu, for those yang mampu memberi susu, dan dia bukanlah untuk mereka-mereka yang berpunya dan dia mostly adalah untuk mereka tidak mendapat kelebihan tersebut. So like I mentioned before, this was a major challenge in NICU because especially in Malaysia because we are strict with the Syariah compliance. So memang ramai yang ramai yang cuba untuk menghasilkan Syariah compliance milk bank ini, tapi disebabkan oleh banyaknya orang kata level-level yang perlu ditubuhi, banyaknya kertas kerja yang perlu dilakukan dan kita dapat problem di mana macam mana untuk mengelakkan daripada making shape itu, iaitu hubungan susuan itu. Ramai daripada kita sebelum ini tidak mampu untuk menghasilkan cara compliance human milk center seperti HMMC ini. So seperti yang Dr. Ainu beritahu kepada anda sebelum ini, jangka masa untuk kita berbincang dengan Majlis Fatwa Pahang lebih kurang dalam setahun barulah mendapat kelulusan, dan daripada itu setelah dirasmikan oleh Baginda Raja Permaisuri Agong pada bulan 7 tahun lepas, barulah kita dapat menjalankan HMMC ini dengan jayanya. So how do we macam mana kita, what is the flow untuk melakukan hubungan atau melakukan donor EBM ini. So salah satunya seperti saya mention before, we have the criteria for the recipients. So untuk recipient, the main criteria ialah kepada bayi-bayi yang tenat, yang sakit, yang dimasukkan kepada NICU, yang mempunyai risiko terhadap NEC. NEC ini adalah bermasuk radang usus, di mana dia merupakan satu masalah besar di most of the neonatal centers, neonatal ICU centers, and especially kepada mereka yang tidak cukup bulan. So the criteria is that dia susu ni boleh diberikan kepada preterm dan juga full term infant, yang di mana ibu mereka tidak dapat menghasilkan susu atau memberikan susu kepada kami, dan daripada masa itu kita mendapati yang ibu ada masalah untuk dari segi penghasilan susu. So kita akan mendapat consent daripada ibu bapa dari segi verbal consent dan juga written consent. Seperti anda dapat lihat daripada gambar ini, this is our written consent. So kita akan beri keterangan yang jelas kepada ibu dan bapa di mana proses donor EBM ini adalah untuk anak-anak mereka yang memerlukan, yang tidak mendapat support susu daripada ibu bapa, dan mereka tahu yang our main objective is not for making shape. Maksudnya kita akan start susu ini bukan bertujuan untuk menjadi anak mereka sebagai anak susuan. So selepas mereka jelas dengan our aim, jelas dengan our maklumat, our direction, so most of our parents will be consented for the donor EBM ini. So after we get the consent from both parents, so the main part is that how do we prescribe the donor EBM in our centers. So we are using Almec calculator. For me, Almec calculator ini adalah salah satu inovasi yang kreatif, inovasi yang sangat-sangat bagus, dan harganya for me is sangat-sangat mahal lah. Sebab macam saya bagi tahu sebelum ini, we have a difficulty untuk menentukan siapa itu donor kepada anak-anak bayi yang pemerlukan ini. Dan with this Almec calculator ini, kita dapat merekod siapa yang berderma, banyak mana mereka menderma, siapa resipien penerima bayi tersebut, banyak mana susu yang diberikan, dan menggunakan Almec calculator ini kita juga boleh calculate bilangan amount satiety level. Okay. So untuk makluman semua, dari segi mazhab Syafi'i sendiri, apabila bayi itu menerima susu daripada ibu susuan, so dia dikira sebagai 5 kekenyangan. Bermaksud selepas 5 kekenyangan, 5 kali susu kenyang, bayi itu dikatakan mempunyai hubungan susuan dengan perdana tersebut. So di HMMC ini kami sangat menitik beratkan mengenai hubungan susuan ini sendiri, sebab our aim was not meant for making shape. Kita punya matlamat adalah bukan untuk menjadikan anak tersebut anak susuan. So dengan itu kami mengeluarkan modified fluid index ini supaya kita tak capai satiety level yang menyebabkan anak itu kenyang. So seperti anda semua tahu, this is the amount yang universally used. Memang seluruh dunia menggunakan satiety level calculation ini based on the days. So day 0, day 1, day 2 and at newborn. Okay. So this is how we our milk calculator punya interface. So macam anda semua tahu, kita dapat masukkan berapa hari umur bayi tersebut, berapa gestational, berapa weeks of life, berapa weeks gestational age of the bayi tersebut, dan dengan berat. So dengan ini anda dapat tengok dari segi interface ini sendiri, kita dapat tahu berapa amount of satiety volume in each feeding. So dengan amount volume of satiety feeding ini, our nurse, our doctors boleh tahu yang kalau kita bagi terlebih daripada amount ini, kita akan, the system already akan click out, akan keluarkan tanda yang menandakan bayi telah menerima satiety volume. Okay. So dengan tujuan ini, kita dapat mengelakkan daripada berlakunya hubungan susuan tersebut. So secara amnya, our total donated EBM received is around dah lebih kurang 30 liter, and total pasteurized donor human milk yang telah dilakukan di Sasmed area ini yang telah diberikan kepada bayi adalah lebih kurang almost 5 liters already. So dia telah mendapat manfaat seramai 22 bayi, dan daripada bayi tersebut 3 adalah non-Muslim babies. Okay. So most of them was given trophic feeding, and so far there is no milking shape has been established. Seperti mana yang saya jelaskan sebelum ini, our aim is to avoid a milking shape. So that's why most of the cases we are given a trophic feeding ataupun susu secara sedikit untuk membantu proses orang kata the movement of the bowel of the babies, especially premature babies, so that they can get enough calorie and also enough immunities for their development and also healing. So in HMMC, sebelum ni berdasarkan mazhab Syafi'i, macam saya mention tadi, 5 kali kekenyangan dikira sebagai hubungan susuan. Tapi untuk our IMIC calculator, we already detect, we limit up to 3 feedings for satiety level. So after 3 feeding satiety level ni, kita akan change kepada donor yang lain. Okay. Our aim is not the amount of berapa volume yang bayi tersebut menerima. Our aim adalah untuk seberapa banyak donor supaya kita dapat mengelakkan daripada milking shape ini. So let's say kalau parents kepada bayi tersebut sanggup untuk menerima ataupun the donor, both of them sanggup untuk menjadi hubungan susuan. So this is our SOPs. So we introduce both of them. We give a card for milking shape card, and we also kita akan menerangkan secara jelas apa mahram yang berlakunya jika berlakunya hubungan susuan tersebut. So that's all for me. I will pass to Puan Syahila untuk mengenai IMIC calculator.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So my name is from IT department. So I will continue the session with report management and IT support. So currently HMSC team use the IMIC calculator system to record and record all the information for feedings for donor and recipient. So IMIC calculator was initially started as a prototype by Assistant Professor Dr. Halimatussaadia around the year of 2020. So Dr. Atta came to I think to request to develop one system, online system that integrate with the Halimatussaadia system. So we do the discussions and also we get the requirement to start develop the system around August 2021, and the system was first used by the HMT staff in July 2022. So currently, I think I'm going to enhance the beberapa module in the system to improve the system, and we aim to patent the system in this year. So basically, in IMIC calculator system, we have three main modules. First, donor modules that stores donors' information, including donors' demographics and also recipients of the donors' DHM. And the second one is recipient modules that stores recipients' information, including recipients' demographics and the summary of the DHM received. And the third module is manage of mail order. So order from the DHM from neonatal care units, usually doctor will order the DHM, could be submitted in this module and will be cross-checked by staff in HMSC prior to dispensing DHM to ensure medication is avoided unless implanted. So we can see okay, I will continue the sessions. So we can see the donor module in the slide. So this is the list of the donor on the system. Then this on the module, we can see the patient info, demographic, and the pasteurization process. Also, we have in the system. So we have produced a QR code for pasteurization process. Di mana sebelum pre-pasteurization untuk donor susu itu akan produce botol dalam botol setiap botol kita akan produce QR code yang menyimpan donor punya information. So and then in donor module juga kita ada summary yang akan listkan recipients of the donor. And this is the list of the recipients module. So IMIC calculator highlights the number of certified and non-certified feedings. One certified feedings from one donor reach 3 and 4 times. Staff will be notified with amber and red alert. So this is the interface for make order module. So doctor or neonatal care units will be order HM in this module. So I think that's all from IT department part. So I will pass to Dr. Ainu to continue the. Alright, so that's basically the presentation about our center at the moment. So we would open for question and answer if there is any question. Any questions from the participants? So if there is no questions, we will end our session here. All right, so that's about it. Basically, as a recap, I just want to mention susu ibu yang kita dapat dekat Halimatussaadia Mother's Milk Center ni as a bridging therapy. So, maknanya kita bagi sekejap je sampai susu mak tu ada, baru kita bagi susu mak balik lah. Kalau mak memang dah dapat bagi susu, tak ada masalah. And this is just to save the baby. Hopefully we can give baby a better orang kata alternative nutrition before the mom is able to actually produce her own milk to the baby. And as we have presented, donor screening is very strict. We've had potential donor previously yang in-house dia ada orang dekat rumah yang merokok, which we needed to actually screen her properly whether she could or could not be our donor. Sebab kalau boleh donor yang ada orang merokok dekat rumah, kita tak bagi menderma jugalah. Right. And as we have mentioned as well, we take milk kinship seriously, regardless of how people think about HMMC. I do want to actually stress on this. We have looked into it quite a few occasions to actually find out and make sure our SOP is actually Sharia compliant. And last but not least, we are still new and suggestions are very welcomed. You can come to us either via email, or you can get a few some more information about this through the website of the hospital. And also if you need, you can get our information leaflet from HMMC in our third floor, sama level dengan NICU and also Department of Obstetrics lah, ward obstetrics. So that's about it. Just a little bit about our achievements. The visit by Ministry of Education, launching by the Raja Permaisuri Agong, and also Productivity Champion Award by the MITI. Okay, this is the QR code for doctors. If you need MMACPD claim, fill in and I will submit it to MMA for you to get your CPD points. InsyaAllah. So that's it. Thank you for your participation today. Oh, sorry. Ada soalan. So kalau suami vaping dekat rumah, boleh derma susu juga ke? Basically kita tak terima orang yang ada merokok ataupun vaping dekat rumah. to make sure that it's safe for the baby lah, the milk has been donated safe for the baby. Tapi let's say kalau suami dia merokok luar rumah, the donor herself tak expose pun dengan vaping ataupun merokok tu, then we may allow. So it will be case to case basis lah. Tapi as a general rule, merokok dalam rumah is a no. Okay, and that's it. I think. Any other questions? One more minute, maybe. If not, then we will end this session here. All right. I think that's it. Thank you very much, everyone. I hope that's beneficial. And please promote our facility to your family and friends. Assalamualaikum. Yeah. Finish.